even, and then Split actually sets up as a pretty even territory between these two teams. I like NIP on Split at the moment, and here's even the agent picks coming through. This is going to be a big tell. I just want to see what Liquid are choosing.
Yeah, that's what we were waiting for.
Exactly. Get the NIP picks out of the way. We want to see what Liquid are picking, but I do want to touch on those NIP picks, Tom. Is that what you were expecting across the board?
Yeah, pretty much. This is the standard, I guess you could say. Rhyme obviously switches it up here and there, but yeah, this is what they go for. It's what works for them.
Oh
dear, we've got another Phoenix. This is the third different player we've seen play Phoenix now within this tournament for their roster. And I like Link on the Jet. It was something I said I wanted to see, so I don't mind that. I'm interested to see how soulcas actually plays with Phoenix, because I'm not sure if this is just an agent they really, really want. So they're like, okay, you two didn't do that well on it, so now you have a go. And it's like, but I'm really good at Raze. Like, no, shut up! You're playing Phoenix now. It's like, I can't imagine like everybody's particularly happy with that move, but
I think with that, we could hand it over to our first game of the day. It's Liquid versus NIP. James and Mitch, take it away.
Oh, Mitch, we've been waiting for it. It's been a long way indeed. We've been dealing with some server issues, but it is time for these two teams to try and shine. And for me, mate, I know you're not so much a fan of getting a good old Phoenix in play, but I'm down to see this work, right? The Breach, the Jet, the Phoenix, the Killjoy, and good old Scream on that Reyna. It's going to get hype. It's going to get crazy. I'm expecting it's going to be very fast, but how fast and how aggressive do they go on this defensive side?
You know, Liquid said it was all about the blitz plays, getting in their opponents' faces, and yeah, I think that is very much the question. How much are we going to see from them when it comes down to the defensive side? Are they going to be getting aggressive? Are they going to be playing confident? Versus NIP, I can definitely see it. Remember, as I said, I was talking with Hip, and he said that he doesn't think Liquid can catch them off guard, certainly not in the same way that G2 did. They're feeling much more confident about this series going their way, and with the agent picks, so am I. We'll see how things work out anyways. You can see that there's a turret outside the B site, just so they can feel a little bit confident about no flanks coming through. They've got mid control after walking up short, but look at Link. Ooh. He's playing the Jet Shorty. I love it. I absolutely love it.
Oh, he just dashes and puts the smoke down. He's still going to hang around. Oh, he's avoided that. He might not expect this. It works out perfectly. He's getting both of them. Link destroying him with a shorty. Upgrades the pistol as well. Scream in the meantime has managed to find luckeRRR. Nip getting onto the site. They're going to get the spike down, but the madness has already unfolded straight off the back of Link's heroic play. It's 4v2 now, and it's all on for Nip to try and hold on to this as best they can. Fearoth's already been tanked up quite a bit as well. Luckily, his Omen is going to be able to hold the back lines there, but his push has come straight in. The Jet fast and furious. CREA's able to deliver, but it's only to one. Liquid run round the corner. They slap him around a bit, and they grab that pistol with 3 alive.
Great work by Liquid from start to finish. Link, though, that was gorgeous on short. Pushing up with the shorty in play, catching them off guard completely. Even going past the boombot, that was the play. That was what won him it, really. One, and the other guy was so low from the earlier blasts that it was the easiest kills he's ever seen.
There we go. There we go, Eccles. That's what you want to see. The hype after that first round. Link getting that little boosted buffer of confidence off the back of that shorty play. But we can't get too far ahead of ourselves here, Mitch. We can't see singing their praises all night long just yet. We've got a lot of work to do. This is still Nip's pick. It's still a map that we know Nip like to play. They're seeing it more and more, right? So they're becoming their go-to as well. They want to try and challenge the likes of G2 on it.
On the upside, this is going to be a very easy round. Just classics to play up against. And okay, they've lost Kryptix. This could get a little dangerous. Scream just ran into the molly. Didn't give a damn. Now, they've done good damage towards NIP, but it is definitely getting a little bit scary. These classics we know can do a lot of damage if they're given the opportunity. And honestly, if they just find 1 or 2 more kills, especially if they can make sure that these players aren't able to get to those weapons and retrieve them, that could be massive. They know there's a player A long now. They've just heard that orb being taken. On the back of that, they realize there's probably a gap. And so in towards the spawn they go.
Looking to try and get a bit of a sneaky play on go, maybe catch someone off guard. But it is being looked at by the Phoenix. Playing at long range, not a problem so far for him. Eccles skills with luckeRRR as well. Going to leave CREA on a little bit of health. 47 still to play with, but they've got a good idea of where he'll be hanging about. He's just trying to hold on and hoping he might be able to pick up just one more kill. That's the best option he's got here, because realistically, yeah, there's a couple of players low, but it's just not going to work out for him. Scream to finish it off. A smooth 2-0. They were only going up against pistols, like you mentioned, Mitch, and now is the real test of their strength. How do they deal with it when all the weapons come into play?
Now this is it. This is where the real damage gets to come on through. You look at a position where NIP get their rifles out. They get their Vandals. Are we going to see anything else from them? I'm curious to see. Do we get it? There it is. Straight away. The operator's been taken out by Looker. So right away, buying that up, we're looking at some early fights by him. I want to see him get aggressive and really bring it to them. He's looking for mid control, and there are some players towards the top. Not yet giving him any opportunities, but at this point, look at that. They've actually caught the player at Scream, right, who's up close towards the middle of mid. Now, if he wants to fall back, he has to get a kill so he can use his dismiss to get out of there, or he'll have to dry peek straight on past that operator.
Straight up in it. Goes out with as many players facing him. He's unable to land the shots onto Lucker, and CREA deals with him with pretty much ease there. Link goes in for the shot, but it's just going to skip on by. He has to duck his way out of there, and soulcas flashing his way in. Spots the Sober, but he can't get the kill, and that's a problem. They're getting the information, but they're not finding any success off the back of it. Nip have so much control here at mid.
They've got it all. They've got it locked down, and they're looking for the fights as well. Eccles caught up close, but he manages to take down CREA. CREA thought the distraction play would have been enough. The players on short spamming away that he could catch them off guard, but that's not the way. As Team Liquid pull it back into a 4 versus 4. This is much more doable for them now, Banks. They've managed to spread back out into a 2-man hold on each site, but that means mid is completely open. Flash, so good by soulcas.
Perfect flash. Link is there to back him up, but they're trading out. It's gone in Liquid's favor, but not for too long. Ryan believes it's his time, and he's now in the 1v1, but with 15 seconds just to go, he's got a lot of work to do. The flash has gone out, but Eccles, he doesn't want to peek on it just yet. They're about to find each other, and it's an easy headshot delivered as Liquid secure the third. But overall, Mitch, you've got to say with it, well, that came far too close for comfort.
Yeah, oh, it absolutely did. I mean, that was neck and neck the whole way through the round. And from this point, you know, I feel like NIP have already found a couple of flaws in the Liquid defense. They managed to come through with a couple of those opening duels, but really it's the individual level there towards the end to completely swing it back into their favor. Now we need to see NIP answer back up. Are they actually investing into this one? Hip, he went for a Bulldog, now a Stinger. It looks like they're not quite sure how much they want to commit towards this, but it's going to be a fast play out on B.
Oh. soulcas got to be careful a bit on those flashes, my friend. Hip just standing far too long. What is he doing? He jumped up into it, tried to back away, but it was far too late. This is not looking good for Nip early on, but Liquid, they just need to hold on to the site now. They got soulcas in the back line. He's trying to hold on to Boathouse, but is it even going to be good enough? Lucker pushing on forward, but Scream, he's managing to handle it for now. Liquid, they charge on, only losing soulcas thus far. Fearoth going to play right off the edge, and this is to be known. He doesn't have too much health either. He's even going to get tagged up from that as well. And look at the amount of aggression that's just been thrown their way. Eccles comes in to get the last 2 kills. And Liquid, they're showing us that even on the retakes, right, it's very hard to deal with them.
Yeah, that was an odd situation, Banks, because if you're going to push into a site fast, if you're going to really blitz in, why not bring the spike? Leaving it there as a fallback option? I feel like that was a big mistake that they didn't mean to make. And when you look down towards the post plan, well, what would have been the post plans, I guess they were holding in for the pushes. They were given the opportunities, just not able to deliver on them. I think there's not much that can be said. I will say Hip got wrecked, though. He got Molotov nano-swarmed and killed by a turret. Like, that is the most punishing round I've ever seen.
Goes straight in for the turret. Doesn't check his corner, though. Link's there to back him up. Nicely done. I love the 2-man push on that. So even though it's an ult that didn't work out in terms of getting soulcas a kill, Link's there to pick up the pieces anyway.
Really nice stuff. That is how you use a Phoenix ult. It's for information, to potentially take a duel, and to set your teammates up for the trades. No. But NIP, talking to trades, they've come through, traded out 2 kills for the bomb site. Now they've got the spike planted, and a 3 versus 3 where all the ults are in play for NIP.
Is it going to be enough, though? Link's popped his ult. Wants to try and charge on forward. The door's being closed, but they can easily destroy it and work their way through. I love this from Link. He's checking all the back lines. He's making sure that no one's going to be able to try and flank him. CREA can hear what's going on, but is it going to be enough for him to react on it? The smoke gets put onto place, as well as the flame wall. I'm loving it as the push comes in, but CREA's position is absolutely huge. He's just wrecking them one at a time. It's only Kryptix left, and this is far too much for him to handle. He may as well just back the hell out of here.
Yep, saving the weapon is definitely the right call. Good round by NIP. They get the access in towards A, despite that early duel lost on B. Straight away, just they've got the reactions to push in on the map control that they had, realizing obviously they'd lost quite a lot towards the other side of the map. I like it. It's what I like to see. And now we look at an NIP that, I gotta say, these dudes never look happy on the cams. I don't think I've ever seen them smile. I don't know if they can smile.
Yeah, I thought it was frustration yesterday. They said the mood was good. Maybe they're just not smiling, you know? It's like, we
that
got
was
around.
the thing.
Cool.
I was watching that interview and he's like, yeah, the mood was pretty good. I'm like, are you sure? Because we were watching the player cams. It didn't look like anyone was smiling, but hey, maybe it's just like, it's like that Finnish thing, right? Where they just, I've never seen a Finnish man laugh. It doesn't happen.
I once made Yampy laugh. It was a happy day for me.
It's when you considered a career in comedy, like, it's like, oh my God. I'm a god at this.
But this is good for NIP though, Mitch, right? They've got themselves a very key round. They fought back and they held on to 3 players alive at the end there. Ready though, the Killjoy ult coming out. soulcas' position's going to be known. He's trying to spam them down, but the knives are flicking out from luckeRRR. NIP pushing their way in. Oh, the right click, it doesn't pay off for him. Kryptix is there. They've got some good backup in the side. He's just spamming it up. And NIP are being torn to shreds. That push onto the B site got absolutely ended by Liquid, and they're fully ready for it. CREA is the only one left alive now.
Well, I don't think he's going to do a whole lot. We said he was a player we expect a lot from, and obviously didn't deliver massively yesterday. But a 1v3, it's a difficult position. He doesn't know there's a player close. This should be. He swings through, not expecting it. Easy kill for Link. And 5-1, Team Liquid, they've now walked away with a very convincing start to this map. Remember, we brought up the point yesterday that in the previous EU Ignition series, which had a lot of these teams, all of these teams, we saw that we actually... on this map, it was attacker-sided. I think it was about 57%. I'm ad-libbing that one, but I'm pretty sure it was somewhere around that.
Yeah, we're seeing a bit of a change-up with it, right? We've seen a lot of defensive-heavy plays coming out. The real problem here for NIP is they gain no momentum off that one round because Liquid just met them with full force on that. They tried to push in a bit faster towards the B site. And to be fair, with NIP's comp, you don't actively have to play so aggressive. You don't have to play that fast. You can almost wait and bait out a lot of the abilities coming out of here from Liquid and then try and use that as your time to strike.
Against this kind of a comp, you cannot go. No. soulcas has been wrecked on that early push. CREA was ready for it. The flash not fully catching all of them. And with that, that's a bit of a disastrous start, isn't it? You even look at where the nano swarms are placed. They're on default and they're towards short, but nothing for that run through the choke point. Eccles bravely takes a fight in towards short now. He's pulled that right back and then ran away immediately.
What weapon did luckeRRR have there? He didn't have an operator, right? Because they just lost one, so I doubt he'd be able to buy it up straight off in a second. So hopefully just expending a Vandal early on there, but still a big pickup for Eccles to find. Scream's in a good spot, but it's one that can easily be checked. NIP still want to try and commit to this A site. They are ready and waiting for it. Oh, the timing. Oh no, not a good ult from Rhyme. Scream, he's got to be oh so cautious. The timing's working out for him. He still gets the kill onto him. How on earth did he get away with that? But then they line up and get slapped down. It's bowling at its best using the agents of NIP for the test. And at least for Liquid, they're not going to be slowing down anytime soon. I was very worried once that soulcas Phoenix flash came out and he just went to push forward on it. He got all of them with a flash and still couldn't handle it. I was thinking, okay, this is going to be an easy bust into the A site, but even that wasn't enough.
This has been a bit wild, Banks. This start, not what I expected from NIP. Again, they picked this map. They picked it against G2 as well. That is a statement, if ever I've seen it. And yet, they just can't find the success starting out on the attacking side. Again, they're versus a composition that I doubt they've ever played against. I mean, this is a wild set of picks by Liquid. It seems to be working for now.
Oh no, who to aim at first? soulcas is good for one. Eccles looking to spray the rest through. He's got some backup from the Killjoy turret there. Link as well coming into the mix. Fearoth's able to deal with him, but you're flashed out, you're spammed down. Eccles will finish you off, and it's not really too difficult for Liquid to deal with as they're now up 7-1. And what you were saying there, Mitch, right, about the whole thing with Nip picking Ascent, clearly they've got a game plan going into these games, but like you go up against G2 first, who are arguably the best team on Ascent anyway. Definitely. So that's tough regardless. And now you're going up against a Liquid where, like you just said, you've probably not practiced against an Asian composition like this ever. You can't be prepared for this.
Yeah, you look at the Phoenix flashes alone. There's something that most players aren't used to dealing with. You push into a corner and all of a sudden, boom, it's in your face and you're blind. Definitely not something that I think the majority are used to playing against. And then obviously Breach with the latest update as well. You see the amount of re-aggression opportunities that Liquid are leaving themselves open to. Just there in that previous round, the fact that Eccles was able to just keep on flashing. He only used 2, but he uses them much more liberally now that he's got so many. soulcas down straight away. Looker just ran up on short, took that opening. Eccles is still poking, prodding, and trying to take him down. He gets it in the end, but he's being pursued. CREA up close, and he's taken down by the ult, but Eccles has to do it all now. He's already got himself 1, but there's 2 more to get. Oh, look at the spike. Oh, it doesn't matter.
Good effort there from Eccles, but it just wasn't enough. He took far too much damage from luckeRRR at the beginning when he's just trying to hold on to Garden. The second round finally for NIP, but they need to start chaining some rounds together because it's almost looking like a similar repeat to when they faced up against G2, right? That you're just too far behind to have a good chance of coming back into it.
I'd love to see a stat. I don't know if the guys at the Spike can get this for me. This is a bit of a
Mitch
wild
looking
request,
for big asks.
I wonder, for NIP, when they lose the first half, what percentage of games do they win the game in? I feel like they're, just from watching them, I don't feel like they're a team that makes comebacks all too often. Like, to me, NIP maybe at least recently go into a little bit of tilt mode. That's from looking at the cams. That's from what we were seeing. There wasn't a lot of energy. Now, not all teams are like that, but that'd be my guess. Here's the ult through the spawn.
Three. Scream, you got to be oh so careful, buddy. You're being pushed. How is he staying alive? What is this? Oh, this is why you don't deal with Scream on a Reyna, man.
As if he's just bunny hopped out of there as well, like, just doesn't give a damn. Oh, hey,
talking about his mechanics. It's all about the one taps right now. I'm talking about his mechanics all day long. He's so good when it comes to this Reyna. But Rhyme, well, he believes he'll be better this time around. It's only going to be Eccles left as well as Nip. Actually, going to be able to get a couple of rounds here, but it's so back and forth at these beginning parts. Liquid throwing out that aggression, but at least Nipper finding a way to deal with it now.
That's one hell of a start for Liquid either way, 7-3, presuming this 1v3 doesn't go their way. In fact, even in terms of attempting it, I don't know. They've won a lot of rounds, but they've taken a lot of damage in the interim. It seems to me that the credits down the bottom are right. They seem to be swapping whenever we switch over players. I think they fixed that in the recent patch. And so off that, I'm pretty sure Liquid don't have a lot of cash. I would rather the save come through from Eccles, but he's evidently feeling confident. He wants to go for it. Has lots of flashes remaining, but yeah, nothing he can do when he just gets one tap like that.
Yeah, luckeRRR perfectly poised and ready for him. Good positions all around there, right? So not really too much for them to deal with. This is just ridiculous from Scream. Bunny hops out, heals himself back up, and he's like, yeah, come on, test me some more. I'm here, I'm ready and waiting.
That's just demotivating, really, if you lose that fight. Like, you're spraying and he just jumps across, turns, and headshots you. Like, God damn it. That's disgusting. And Liquid, look at that. They've called attack pause already. They're 7-3 in the lead. I love that. I'm a massive fan of teams that go, okay, last 2 rounds didn't go too great. Let's call a pause. Let's figure it out. Because you don't want to win the half 7-5. You want to wreck them 10-2. Or 9-3 as it would be.
They want that massive advantage, right? They want to make sure they keep themselves calm and collected with it all. They've been losing a few of those opening duels, then trying to battle back into rounds. And now they've allowed Nip to get 2 rounds in a row. Let's rethink things. Let's slow it down. Let's change up what we're doing a bit. Let's try and catch them off guard. Let's catch them by surprise, because right now Nip are hanging back and waiting for it a bit.
By the way, for you guys at home, just so you know, each team has got 2 tactical pauses that they can call throughout the game. 30 seconds long each. There's a push by soulcas. Oh my god. The stinger getting right up in their face.
Kryptix missing that Marshall shot, but Scream's able to find Hip either way. Now he's going to go out and have a look towards A main. See if Nip's going to be able to try and pull onto the site. Scream. Oh, it's actually, no, it was Kryptix there. So Scream backed away. He's completely fell out of the situation. Come all the way round, and Ryan was already too far up into the site. Full control again, lost here by Liquid.
Yeah, this was a force buy, a semi-force buy. They've gone in for Stingers, Marshals. It wasn't the biggest investment they could make. They've still got most of their abilities for the next round as well. So in terms of investment, it won't cripple them. They've called that pause just to make sure they maximize their investment right here and now. Link with a nice opening, gone for the ult, committed it in. He has smoke still. He's trying to distract the player and have it get them to come up behind, but he's clearing out under. And now has a read on where this guy is. Comes up above. Knife's going out. There's the kill to Looker, but the second player there to trade. Good setup by Rhyme, not to just leave it into 2 1v1s. And so they managed to come out ahead in that round. Now 7-4 fighting for the final round of the half.
Some impressive knives play at the end. It doesn't work out. It was a good attempt from Link to try and make that work, especially off such a lower buy coming out there. But Nip, they've really grabbed themselves back into this.
Sorry for cutting you off there, Banks. I just want to say that was a massive big brain pause, really, by Liquid, because obviously they thought about what kind of aggression they wanted to go for, but they also got the calculators out to figure out exactly how much they could afford to invest, but still have a perfect buy in this round. That's good, you know, to really assess what your excess is, and not just go, a couple pistols here, and have 1k left over, and the next, that is so dangerous. Kryptix has been hit by every ult on the planet.
Eccles and soulcas doing a good job of holding it down. It's still in Liquid's favor either way. Oh, but the detainments come in. He's trying to move in time, but it's not going to work out. Lucker's knives are flying, and he's starting off with one, but that's all he's going to get. Liquid are pushing back on it. It's a 2v1. They know exactly where Fearoth is. He does have the Odin. He's trying to pre-fire it a bit. Shock dart's going out, but it's not going to connect with anyone for now. Link right on the edge of it. Beautiful work, but Scream. He stands strong. He grabs them the 8th round. But my, oh my, that was far too close.
Yes, it was. One hell of a half, Banks, that we've just seen come out from Liquid. They're looking a whole lot better than yesterday. How's the second half going to go, though? Can they keep up the same kind of tempo when they come to the attack? Well, only time will tell. For now, we're going to throw things to a quick break, though. We'll be back with half number 2 in just a little bit.
And they found their way to try and come back into it. Now they're going to have a solid defensive side coming out here. And it's more about, can they deal with the aggression the Liquid's agent competition is going to throw at them, Mitch?
It's going to be a tough one, Banks, that's for sure. Like, NIP have definitely not set up the half in a very favorable way. The foundations are not built for them, as Team Liquid are looking a whole lot better than they have in the past. We're starting out the second half, and again, we're seeing the shorty out on Link. I'm loving it. I love seeing Jets with shorties, because you can dash up in someone's face or take that close-range duel and dash out, as we saw in the previous half.
Oh, yeah, get up in their grills, put that shorty straight to their teeth, and blast away. It's a scary thing to deal with for any player. Ryman with good timing here for the Boombot's going to get some information off the back of this at least. Oh, could come up with a good grenade. He's heard the ult orb as well. Doesn't want to throw the grenade just yet. Oh, the timing if he throws it now as well is just going to be unfortunate. But he's holding back. He's waiting. He's playing it smart. He's not going to waste it just yet.
Yeah, I think he was gambling on them faking that out on the initial ult orb take. Great shot by Scream. Now he's got 50 armor to play with as well with that overheal. That's huge, honestly, on pistol rounds. When you see a Reyna get a kill, you know immediately it just got a whole lot harder. It's one extra bullet to the body.
The way he did it as well, right? Super convincing. Just didn't take any damage. Boom. Battered him away. And now he can keep himself in a good spot. Rhyme's still holding this angle, though. He's ready and waiting for it. Still expects the B push to come in. Oh, they're selling the fake towards A. That's not going to work out. Great push coming out from Liquid here. Nip didn't have a clue what was going on. Rhyme's now getting pushed over by Scream, and it's just headshots delivered from start to finish. CREA's all alone in a 1v4. That spike going down. He may have 100 health, but still, this is a big ask for one man. And look at the positions. Liquid are everywhere.
Yep, that is heartbreak, really. Your NIP right now. CREA not able to do anything about it. And I got to say, really, really well handled. So you see Liquid set up outside the B site, but they were going to flash. You saw Scream, eye in hand. He was ready to throw it on through. But instead, they realize, okay, they're actually buying this fake. They're going to start to rotate. And so they wait till that player's out in the open. 3 or 4 of them swing on him, and that's a very easy kill to take.
That's both pistols now going the way of Liquid. That makes things a hell of a lot easier. It's basically 4 rounds to start things off with, especially as NiP, they do just decide to sit there and stay on the pistols, right? They're not going for the upgrades.
Yeah, we saw this from them in the previous half as well. The very, very weak investment. I like the fact they're doing it on the defensive side as well, because you can make these work a whole lot more. The shorty, obviously, good up close. Same for the classic, though. You're right-clicking that weapon, you can take insta-kills, or at least make them a one-hit for your teammate. Rhyme's already spotted some outside. He was pushing with the classic, so there's a possibility that they'll get aggressive, not worried too much about a shorty, and that's when maybe CREA can shut them down. But really, for this round, this should be double digits. I don't see a whole lot of scenarios where NIP come out ahead in the rounds. They need Doctor Strange to find that.
Now, for me, Mitch, right? When you're in a position like Liquid are now, it's more just, okay, this is working against a team like NIP, at least even on their map pick, right? But you know that NiP showed us a little bit more when it came to Haven last time. How confident is Liquid going to be with this composition when it comes to that as well? There's a lot of mind games that will come into this going into the second map for sure. I'm talking a bit like maybe NiP could be down and out of it. Really on the edge of this with the shorty. Oh, they even lined up for him. But not enough damage. Couldn't get it off. Couldn't get it done. Oh, that's just so unfortunate. What a position to hit that on as well. Ryan just like, can I move? Oh, no, great.
He was almost definitely aiming for market on that one and just happened to hit him in the spawn as well. Worked out really well. Link, oh, he's tapping away. What? Looks like he's in a firing range. And now he's in a little bit of trouble. Shock dart finishes him off. But there's no weapon to be upgraded. He only had a ghost himself. So on the back of that, if Fearoth does save, all he's saving is a ghost.
Avoid the turret. Got to be careful of that one. Oh, you know what? We keep talking about it, right? Link and those headshots, man. That's why it doesn't matter what agent he's on to me. Yeah, the Sage nerf, he really wasn't happy with it, that interview. You could feel his pain when he was talking about it. There's some more pain delivered at least to the rest of NIP, so it's going to be a 10-4. It's kind of what we expected with it. But now NIP, they really need to start pushing back in a big way.
They definitely do. You know, if you're NIP, you pick this map and you just get shut down. It's really demotivating. You're seeing right now one of the best performances from Liquid we've seen in the last month or so.
Oh,
Fearoth, he's pulling out the Odin. I love it.
Can he get away with it, though? Can he make it work?
Yeah, we've seen him. This is something that I mentioned. Remember the first game we had in Ascent with G2, where I was saying how when it comes to Fearoth, he's a player that plays the Sova and the Odin, which means that when he fires through that arrow, or more importantly, when he uses the recon drone, he doesn't have the ability to instantly capitalize. That was what I loved about G2's approach, in that they had different players, one spamming and one was the one trying to find the information for them. It's not the biggest of deals, but it is just a tiny thing that can really help you out.
This slow pace coming out from Liquid. Okay, there's still just over a minute on the clock, but they're just really biding their time. Echo's going to get them set up and ready for it. Straight dashing in. Link, knives are out. Oh, they don't even have any idea how far he got in. Hip just gets sideswiped. He's lost, he's stunned, he's confused. And already they're in the site and there was no resistance. Look at the health. Everyone on Liquid is living the dream.
Reminiscent of the previous time we saw G2 get up behind Hip over on the B site, going for the teleport in behind in the boathouse. Feels like Hip's been caught off guard on this map quite a bit. Looker's good for one, but he's reloading as he comes around the corner, and that's going to allow Scream to reload his HP. Not that he needs it.
Didn't
this
need it,
yeah, it's been a clean round for Liquid. If Fearoth, Odin left to 1 versus 4, he gets it onto Link, shutting down the ulti, but I don't know. Oh, they're going to offer him up another, but he swings into them, and I've said it before, you know, Odin, the benefits of having that weapon are that you can spam through walls, and you can hold angles and get those pre-fires amazingly. And the downsides of it, you cannot really peek an angle. If someone's holding that angle with a Vandal and you swing around, your setup time puts you at a massive disadvantage in reaction time. It might, you know, when you're playing in your matchmaking games, it might work just fine for you. But when it comes to this level of competition, that small fragment of a second that it costs you to set back up and be ready to fire is what ends up putting you in a position where you lose that fight.
You got to think as well for Liquid, right? Everyone was slamming them yesterday. Oh, you can't have no smoke, so it doesn't make sense. And this wasn't just community, right? This was pro players giving it to them. And they're like, nope, it worked in practice. We believe in it. We know what can work. Sliggy is obviously worked something out alongside the rest of the team of how they want to make this happen. And right now, they're proving it against NIP. They're saying, cool, who's going to have the last laugh right now? Oh, no, CREA. Trying to bunny up away, but it's not going to work out. You still get tagged up. And look how far Eccles has got. Oh, this could be super dangerous. If this left oh, it's not going to be checked either. Straight away, easy first kill. Right on the edge of it. Hip's able to finish him with a pistol nicely, and there was no backup, so no refrag to come in here. Gives away a Vandal, but it's still a 4v2, and just look at Liquid's position. They're just going to comfortably be able to push into the site. Hip's going to have to do some massive heroics here. Starts to spray him down. It's not going to work out. And Liquid looking to secure that series, or the map point even, before even going into their map pick. Very fast from Fearoth. Nice one shot, but that's all he's going to get.
Yeah, you know, what's going to be quite funny about this, Banks, if Liquid keep this up coming into map number 2, is like the narrative change. Because I feel like I was saying it in the pre-show, right, in our very elongated pre-show, that you have a position where when you try something new, you're either a genius or you're an idiot. Like, that's how the community is going to look at it. They'll go, oh, they played without smokes and they lost? Morons. Why would they do that? And they play without smokes and they win. It's like, oh, wow, they've figured out a new thing. That's really cool. It's like you can never really... it's rare that you get respect. It's like, oh, they're trying something new. Fair play. But in this instance, I think they're showing that it works. I don't know if it will work versus a G2, though. Versus an FPX already been proven not to.
Nice from Fearoth. The Odin spam's going to net him a kill. luckeRRR's picked up Eccles as well. He's trying to do some more. Oh, soulcas, be careful. He's trimming your hair off with that one.
He's got a new hairdo for free as well. Oh, no, there we go. Beautiful stuff, Fearoth. This is what we love seeing, the Odin.
Yeah. Kryptix is like, I don't want to move. This is horrible.
I'm safe in my corner. Oh, no, maybe not for long. Oh, the smoke is blocking.
He's got a little bit of cover with it. Fearoth spamming, but the wrong time on that. Kryptix, he's like, okay, how long can I hide here? This smoke's going to fade soon enough. Blast Pack's not going to find any success. Scream's just holding the angle, hoping someone's going to make a mistake. Fearoth can just spam away all he wants as well. He's got so much cover from either side.
Must be low on ammo. Yeah, he's low on ammo at the moment. 64 bullets. You don't see that every day. He's spraying away, but he's going to conserve it a little bit. Only one player left, though, and easily done. Nice stuff. NIP get their 5th, but at this point, it's almost like a consolation prize, Banks. It doesn't look like they're going to be able to get back in and win in overtime. That is a long, long road. And we're looking at a very offense-sided composition as well. Like, these guys have literally got, what is it, 7 flashes to play with every round.
Now, for me, Mitch, the conversation we were having right before that madness went down with Fearoth and the Odin is that, yeah, like you're saying, people can be like laughing at it when they fail and then, oh, look, they're so smart. But what it really comes down to is also the individuals, right? Because Liquid is players are all very capable. You remember when I said yesterday that you have to give it a lot more time. You can't just be giving it off one game and say, oh, yeah, it's failed and stuff like that. Like, there's no meta that is currently set worldwide that is like, you have to do this. And it's what works best for the players and how comfortable the teams can feel. Ooh, dangerous. The spam starts to come through, but Hip, with no backup there, Liquid just deal with him instantly. No problem at all, and straight away they're on the back foot.
For NIP, as I said, it doesn't feel like comebacks is a staple of the game. It's not something that happens all too often. And now they need it more than ever. soulcas, I love this ult usage. Pushing through to try and keep them in position as the lockdown comes into effect. They capitalize on that map control without giving them any opportunity for kills. luckeRRR, he's actually got his ult as well, with his updraft still, so he could get in here and start really doing some damage up above this wall.
Oh, no.
But he's been mollied out. This is where the ult and the updraft comes in. Surely. No, not yet.
No, he doesn't want to do it. Fearoth spamming away again with the Odin, but he's not going to get more than one for now. The rest of them fall around him, and Liquid dominate from start to finish there. There was no real test put towards them on Ascent. It may have been Nip's pick, but it's Liquid that were living the dream from start to finish on that one. And they showed us why these agent picks can work out for them.
They absolutely did. This was a great game, far better than I've seen from Liquid in the past month. They are looking much more on form. And again, this is versus one of the top 5 teams, so it's not like it should be an easy matchup. That was the map pick of NIP as well, so that has gotta suck.
Oh yeah, massively so. For Liquid now, they're going on to their comfort pick of Haven, and it's not been looking good for Nip. They showed us a bit more than we expected against G2, but how much have they got left in the tank after a demolishing like that? We'll be finding out after the break and breaking it all down, so stick with us. We'll be back soon.
What you're thinking from your perspective, Mitch, do you feel like NIP kind of need to spice anything up?
I don't know. I feel like they did decently well versus G2, considering that a point that they made, obviously, they need to do better in the early stages of the rounds. They lost the pistol rounds. They couldn't get into it early. I'm hoping that we'll see them bounce into this one. For Liquid, I don't even know what they're going to be picking. Obviously, we're seeing it on the screen here. Wouldn't bother even predicting it, but it's quite similar, yeah, to the previous time. Scream.
Guns, boys.
There we go. It's actually the exact same pick, so that's quite interesting.
I mean, it worked for them before, so coming into their own map pick, Tom, I feel like you've just got to be super confident in it.
Yeah, I think this was a map that was already very good for them. Like, within the bad performances, Haven was normally the one where we go, okay, this is a strong choice. I think we're also seeing the real power of banning first, like being able to choose your opponents not being able to play their best map, and then they don't have a choice about what the remaining ones are, so you get your best map and you ban theirs. So I do think the veto definitely favors the higher seed quite heavily. No surprise, NIP pretty much going for what we expect to see from them. I have to say, yesterday when we saw
second map of this series, James and Mitch, take it away.
Thank you, Freya. Thank you, Tom. Mitch, we are in for a treat. This is Liquid's home ground. This is where they feel comfortable. How many times, mate, have we covered these guys and spoke about that Sage wall going up on B on the left-hand side, then pushing in? Oh, well, there's no Sage this time around. That strategy's gone out the window. But what we are going to see is a bunch of flashes, a bunch of headshots, and probably a lot of domination. But Nip, they need to find a solution on how to deal with this. And my real worry for Nip is it even possible at this stage? Do you have enough time to find the answers to this? Because you only saw these kind of compositions come out from Liquid yesterday.
Yeah, that's the problem, right? Trying to figure out how you play against this kind of style. You get more aggressive on the defensive side to try and seize back a little bit of that room that, as I said, NIP would probably give a lot of space to Liquid. And my logic for picking NIP as the favorites in this series was that I feel like in general, you know, when you take risks like Liquid have been, I'm not going to favor you. You're in uncharted territory, and I'm not comfortable with that. I'm a stats man. I like what works. But right now, whatever Liquid are doing is working. They've come ahead in the series. Not quite come ahead in this round, though. It's being traded out of HP to start things off. But Hip, he's playing a little bit scared now. He's being spotted over towards the back of C, and he's heard players come into Garage. A lot of control lost for NIP, and a lot of ground taken for Liquid to execute.
Hip's got to be careful from this position. Or Link's pre-firing it as well. Tapping away at Hip, and actually takes a lot of health away from him. They're trying to fight off against it, and Nip may be picking up some kills, but Link's chiming in with some of his own. The shorty in play, and he's absolutely loving it, getting the job done with this. But can he find much more? Rhyme ready on the side. He sees the dash out. Fearoth's in a great position to do some additional damage, and Rhyme working his way around the side. Might sideswipe Eccles there, who doesn't expect it at all. This is huge from Rhyme. He's pushing forward. He's making it work, and they're just spamming through the smoke right now. Scream, he's all alone. And this is so difficult for him to deal with. He's missing so many shots. It's unlike Scream. 1, 2. He's got invulnerable. He's healing up. How is he trying to get away with this? Eventually, luckeRRR puts him down. The spike will be defused. But this is what we keep saying about Scream on this Raider. What on earth?
It's mad. Just seeing him dance around like that and almost win the round. If he survived just a little bit longer, that could have been his. It was just literally a second away. But in the end, my God, look at this. Heal, dismiss. But he popped out of the dismiss so quickly. And that was really the downfall that he couldn't make it away. On the back of that, though, I think there's still going to be a little bit of confidence over in the Liquid side. When you got someone that steps up and makes that kind of a play, that puts smiles on everybody's faces.
And he missed those first few shots. Imagine if he actually picked up the kill off the first couple of ones that hit. Like, oh, that was very close indeed. But for Nip, they've got a pistol. It's the first pistol they've won of the series so far. They give them a great opportunity in this, and they need to make sure they make the most of it. And that's exactly the start they wanted. luckeRRR finding a kill. CREA may be able to get one as well. Liquid trying to tap away and hold position, but a big advantage sits with Nip.
Oh, that stun is perfect. The fault line puts a massive fault in Team Liquid's attack. Good flash through. Doesn't fully catch Scream. It was just off his screen, but he's still blinded up for long enough to allow him the advantage. There we go, 2-0, cleaned up the second round. And yeah, massive problem for NIP has been those early round starts, as we've been saying, as they said themselves, that are early game starts, excuse me, in the halves. They haven't been able to get themselves on the board till, 3 or 4 rounds into it. Now they've got that little injection of rounds. Is that going to be, is that going to be enough? Because now they come up against a full buy of Liquid. Okay, there might not be an operator in play, but they're just as scary when it comes to these rifles.
Now, one thing, Mitch, forgive me if I'm getting this incorrect, but I remember many a times we've watched Liquid, and their defensive side has been the one they've had the more dominant performance on. When it's come to their attacking side, we've often seen them get off to slow starts in this similar kind of fashion. And actually, I thought with this composition, it might be a bit of a difference with it. So I'm really excited to see how it might pan out for these buy rounds here.
And their defense versus G2, I think that's where they had like an 8-1 scoreline to close out the map. That was an insane defensive side over in the Allied Odyssey. And for Liquid, that's one of the reasons we were looking at them is potentially being able to take down G2 back then. It's been a long time since they've felt, or since we felt that comfortable in their performance. But oh my, look, that is a very aggressive peek with a Marshall.
Yeah, I'm guessing he didn't expect him to be that pushed up on it. But Hip's in a good position to do some serious damage. He starts off with one, but the rest of Liquid swarm the site. No problem at all for Eccles. The spike's going to go down, and with guns in their hands, Nip didn't have the upgrades in, but it doesn't seem to even matter because they just tore him apart once again. Liquid, they'll get the bounce back. Losing those first 2 rounds doesn't affect them too much. And for Nip, it's not too much of a big worry though, right? You don't have all the upgraded weapons. You can sit there and buy up into this round. This is the one that's going to be the real test of it all.
Yeah, absolutely. If you're NIP, you can write that round off 100% and just say, hey, look, it's fine. We only had the weak weapons. Who cares? This is where they've got to really make the stand. The thing that worries me, though, is like the decision-making in a round like that. You've given up control. You've been smoked off by a jet. It's not like that's a Brim smoke and he can throw it from anywhere. You know someone's in garage, and then you just peek in with a Marshall. Like, why? What is that? He's sprayed down. You can't do that regardless of what weapon you have, regardless of what kind of round it's in. And luckeRRR, oh no, he's just taken down 2. That must have been a collateral. No, it wasn't. That was on 2 different angles. Yeah. Gorgeous work.
And the thing about luckeRRR, I spoke about this on day one, the fact that the way he plays on Haven, he's always pushing out of garage, right? He doesn't go to take for the normal hit on B. He'll look to move his way around and try to do it different on how aggressive he gets with it, utilizing the jet to the best of its ability. Well, that worked out massively. Big guns in their hands, and they shut Liquid down. Don't even give him a chance to react. Liquid didn't even really get moving.
That's what you want, though. That's exactly what you want. If you're an NIP fan here, luckeRRR showing up yesterday was a key reason that they even got 7 rounds versus G2. This man was unreal. Remember those shots? He's quick-scoping people. He's dominating one after another. When it came through to these fights over on the A side, it was a pleasure to watch him play. What is also kind of an annoyance if you're Team Liquid is that luckeRRR changes up pretty much every round. Whether he's playing towards C long, in garage, or B site. I rarely plays for the early A peaks, but it can happen as well. And it's that level of never really knowing, you peek around an angle and maybe there's an AWP watching it. I'm ready to take those shots. And so far in this tournament, luckeRRR's been pretty damn consistent.
Oh, the timing, soulcas. Doesn't work out for him. His teammates fall around him. Scream's able to fire back with one, but A smart way of staying alive there for soulcas, but is it going to be enough to help them net the round? They're still down 1 man, and they're going to back away from A for now.
I mean, that was basically 3 kills. The peek through by Sova, he gets the ultimate, and then the 2 players. That could have really spiraled out of control. I feel like, you know, we had the Rolling Thunder come through, but the pop of the ult, when he tries to run it back, could have been very dangerous.
Oh, this peeking if they don't check the corner. Nicely done by Scream. Links there to get Rhyme as well. 1 more in their sight, but look how Scream is playing it with that Rainer again. It must be so infuriating if you are Nip. You feel like you're able to tap him down. He's just slowly getting healed up the whole way through as he pushes on forward. Now luckeRRR all alone in a 1v3. And unless he gets a pick early on, he might just back away, hold on to this operator and save it for the next round, because it's still very close. It's still been quite back and forth. And yeah, looking at it, he decides against it. He doesn't want to go for him.
You have a crossfire setup on long. You have a player in window ready to swing after they peek. 3 players on A. Perfect read. Pretty much perfect setup as well.
Yep.
Screen walks through, takes the opening kill. The window guy's like, hey, I got this. I'm going to swing. I'm going to take him down. No, you're being watched by Link on the operator from long. The other guy in the corner is like, well, they've killed 2 of you now. They'll never expect me. And Scream just swings in like, bonjour. How you doing? I'm going to just take you down real quick. Comment ça va? Not too good anymore, my friend. Look at this. He just goes, I'll just check the corner. Why not? What else would he be doing? There's no other angles to check as he pushes through other than window, which was dealt with. That is clean. And you can see like Liquid must be so surprised that they even got away with that. That was one of these rounds where you're just like, Scream, you push forward. I'll cover you. Just see what you can do. And he's like, I got it.
Do your thing, baby. Do your thing.
Let's fly.
But still very close in the rounds, right? 3-2. Okay, you got the pistol and the follow-up for Nip. But then when you lost the next gun round, it was the buy-up after that helped him stay within it. And ready, luckeRRR popping the ult. Fearoth. Well, he's able to get 1, but then straight on top of it is Scream. luckeRRR tempting fate with that. You don't want to peek into it with the knives popped. The ult's already been spent. You might want to play a little bit more defensively in a round like this where Liquid are directly looking for you.
Yeah. Well, obviously off the back of that opening, so first of all, the reason that luckeRRR didn't have the operator, he has his ult, so he gave it over to Fearoth just to get an extra weapon up in the round. Fearoth gets the kill, but he can't dash out of there because he's a Sova, so he's stuck in the open, just wrecked. For luckeRRR, he wants to get aggressive because they spotted out that long players, this could be very dangerous. He cannot afford to wait. Oh, close. He can't even get them off. He just thrown down another smoke. That's so unfortunate for luckeRRR. But CREA, he's in the corner. He gets 1. Oh, no, it's falling apart. Liquid maintain the advantage. And now, they're not even pushing out to C. They're taking their time. They're hitting the brakes.
The smokes, the flashes, the confusion was there for all players that were involved, but Liquid can back away. They do need to get their skates on a little bit, though, with 25 seconds to play with. Kryptix looking to lead the charge and push on up. The turret's up high. They'll easily deal with it, but this could be huge from Ryan. This could be the thing that saves them. Tries to make it work. Committed the ult. Comes in with a spray, but Link still deals with it. Operator in hand. They've only got Hip to find, but is his position going to be checked? He starts with a spam. He's got himself 2, and Hip! It's incredible! He holds strong. Delivers 3 swift kills, all headshots. They never expected him to be so close.
Disgusting work. My God, Hip. That is gorgeous. Pulling him right back into that one. And look at luckeRRR's timing. Again, this man is the least lucky person on the planet. I'm calling it now. I've seen so many times where RNG just comes to haunt him. Second he puts the smoke down, they push into him. That's disgusting, but Hip. Oh my. I think that we might have the names backwards because Hip seems like the luckeRRR in this situation.
Man, Liquid were not impressed with that. You saw that they were pushed for time, so Scream wanted to jump straight in and get the plant on go. And already in this round, it started to go fast and furious, but this time in Nip's favor. Fearoth, he can't escape that in time. Walks back into soulcas's molly. The fire at his feet. And this could actually give them a chance to play with this. luckeRRR playing it smart, doesn't want to be tagged up by the turret at all. They're going to have a good idea of where he's gone, though.
Oh man, Fearoth's just been aftershocked. He got Molly.
He's not Irish. You can't keep saying, oh man.
My man.
My beautiful Irish boy Fearoth. But yeah, he got wrecked, mate. He got hit by everything under the sun. He was already like 6 HP as well. This push through, it's dangerous because luckeRRR's got the timing. He snuck into Garage, coming up behind them. He might just get this spike and stop it from being planted. He does. Gets out of there. Time now on their side. And a 4v2 as well. Liquid need to gain some ground. And this is a great opening by Eccles, actually. Good start to it. Now they can actually afford to... Oh, with these no flashes, he really needs to pull the operator off the angle. But instead, it's just going to be the dry peaks that are working out. Only for a second.
Get the early advantage there for Nip, and they managed to hold on to it. Great decision-making from luckeRRR there as well, right? He hears the footsteps. He doesn't want to overpoke into it. Waits for them to start the spike plant when they think it's safe, and they're not even looking towards Garage. He gets away with literal murder.
Yeah, that was fantastic work. All in all, the fact that luckeRRR was able to get up there is what won them the round. Yeah. It was really just down to timing, him being able to be sneaky, because otherwise they would have played that much more passive, but they had to push. Kryptix had to try to cross the site in luckeRRR's sight lines. Eccles had to push spawn because they needed a plant. They needed to create some space to allow that to happen.
And this is this defensive side again that we saw last time around from NIP when they were going up against G2 that we were impressed with. How many more rounds can they net here against Liquid? Oh, CREA going to be forced off the position. He's done a nice bit of damage. Can't find the kills just yet. Link's got to be careful. Those shock darts coming out towards him.
We end up in a position... I do feel like at the moment, with the control that NIP have, they can stack up A fully, and they've already got the 4 players here. Liquid should have realized that. Oh, no! What is this? Link's just wrecked them. The paranoia wanted to be thrown out by CREA. Hip's fault. Oh, he's doing it again.
He's activated. He's making it work, but they've still got 1 player to find. Scream's in a good position. He's healed himself up, and he's got a Vandal to play with. Rhyme now in the 1v2, and the problem for him is he doesn't have much information to play off, but he does have the flashes to try and make work.
Did they realize where that came from? I think that they might have. Yeah, they're backing off. They're conscious of sight. They know where he is. I think it was an attempt at a fake from him, but he realizes now the jig is up. The game is given away, and Rhyme's able to pick up 1. Now he can actually tap this and maybe just buy himself a little bit of time. They're not going to peek him, though. Scream will just tuck away in the corner. And this should be it. There's not really much time left. Scream's just going to wide swing on this. Easy kill. An easy round for Liquid. Really well played, despite Hip's attempt again at pulling that round back. He found another 3K, but it just wasn't enough.
Hip is going full beast mode. When the going gets tough, Hip really gets going, and he's going full charge into the Liquid players. He's trying to make it happen any way he can. But this time, it just wasn't enough. Liquid, though, just off the back of Link being able to ult like that, it worked out perfectly.
About as perfectly as it could for them. You know, it was still a very close round, obviously. The fact that Link went through and found the double.
Yeah.
We're seeing him on the jet. We're seeing him pull out something that you asked for specifically, Banks. You wanted to see Link pull a jet out. Here you go. You saw it last map. You're seeing it now. And I think we're pretty damn impressed by what we're seeing.
The technical pause coming in.
Who's not on the seat? Who's gone to the toilet? That's the question.
You're always trying to call it out on the toilet place.
It looks like we might have a genuine tech pause this time. We'll see.
That is a good way of making sure we can't see you on the camera, you know. Fully blurred it out. It's like autofocus behind him.
Yeah, yeah. Perfect. Perfect, mate. Thank you.
Hey, there we go. It's like, guess who? Which Liquid player is this?
It's like, who's that Pokemon?
And then he just wipes over it. It's like, it's Kryptix.
We should do that. We should have that for players. Like, guess the player.
Mixwell and Scream are going to be an easy one for all the guys watching the streams of them non-stop.
Scream's hair gives him away now.
Yeah.
It's the thing. Well, looking at 5-3, looking at a bye for NIP. We should be seeing another one up on the board for Liquid. This is one of those rounds that it should just be boring, right? Should be a nice, just clean cut round for NIP. Or for Liquid, excuse me. As NIP just have those pistols. See if they're able to dish out any punishment, maybe save over a weapon. In the grand scheme of things, you know, we have NIP off to that good start in the early half. Now they need to show that, you know, that was the problem, that they just couldn't get those early rounds up. Because if they allow Liquid to build up that momentum and really pull back into this, it could be very dangerous. soulcas opening this one up nice and cleanly.
Oh, it continues. The flashes are just perfect. Liquid bundled their way into the B site. No problem at all to get the spike down. Yes, they're only going up against pistols, but just the execution when you look at it, it's like everything that Nip were trying to do to just find an opening, find an entry, even shoot a little bit, was delayed by flashes coming straight up in their face. And now Hip, he's just holding down the end of C-Long. They know exactly where he is.
Clean cutting it. Nice and clean, nice and easy. When you've only got pistols, you shouldn't get anything done. You really shouldn't. Those are the rounds where if it's not boring, I'm worried. I'm worried about why it isn't and why it's interesting. Here we go, though. These are the rounds that we live for. Pretty even by, pretty much exactly what we expect. When it comes to ultimates, though, you can see Liquid are miles ahead. And considering the comp that they have on the attacking side, their ults are really scary. We've already seen the combination of Lockdown alongside Phoenix's ult to just run through and find those kills while the players have to fall back. I'm curious to see if we see that again or some more takes on how to use Lockdown.
Oh, Fearoth trying to tag up as many players as possible, soften them up for later on in the round. Not going to work out the way he would have liked it to. CREA still hanging around, hoping that someone might push up into him. But Liquid, they're keeping it defensive. They're well aware of what's going on, but will they expect Lucker? Oh, the position! The timing just didn't work out for Lucker. He just got there. But that will mean that Nip have a good idea that they're not towards A long for now. And it could be just another B bus coming straight in. Fearoth on the edge, he's ready and waiting for it. CREA teleport himself in. Is it going to be enough? The flashes once again. But the Phoenix ult's going to be destroyed.
Oh, the TP up top. It's dangerous. CREA's been caught out before by this kind of stuff. He's trying to shoot the spike.
Oh!
That's not quite how it works. He's being pushed into the back of the side into safety, but he's not safe enough. soulcas still able to hunt him down and put a 2v4 on the board. For Liquid at this point, it should be an easy spike plant. Then even easier because they're pushing into the A site, which is completely open.
Again. You love this from Liquid. They do it so many times. They'll hit B, they'll hit B. You've seen them this on their previous compositions of agents, but this is a tried and tested strategy from them. Get B site control, understand where they might be playing from, and then work your way into A, where you feel a lot better from them having to struggle to retake it.
Thanks, we're getting one hell of a game. This is kind of what I expected starting this series off. Liquid, they're playing much better than I thought. NIP get off to a good start, and so they end up tied up 5-5. But a close map is what I want to see. And right now, I'm honestly not convinced we're going to get one. Because although it's been close so far, it's the context in which we've gotten here. And I think in the buy rounds, Liquid have looked far cleaner. They forced down a double Marshall buy from NIP as well. A very weak investment, saving over for the next round. But Liquid have also got so much money right now. They can invest into everything they want. You might even see double operators come out in the next round just at the start, depending on how many weapons they save over. Because going into that final round, they can do whatever the hell they want.
CREA would have heard the footsteps jumping away. This might give them an opportunity to get very aggressive, further than what he has done. Try and catch some of the Liquid players off guard. They're fully focused towards mid and B for now. It's all going to come down to how fast Liquid want to take this. Lucker right on the edge with the knives in his hand. This could be huge. Oh, he misses on the right click. Scream doesn't have a clue where he is. Lucker still gets the kill, but that's all he's going to get. He continues to just be so unlucky with the right click. He thinks it's going to hit and they just dance all around. Fearoth hoping he can chime in with a bit more of that Marshall, but still the weaponry is heavily in favor of Liquid. They've got the site control, and Fearoth, there might be a slight timing he can work with here. But Link already got the cover fire on go. That was a little bit messy. It was a little bit dicey. And poor Scream, I think that was the most confused we've seen him as Reyna.
I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Looker is the unluckiest man alive. He cannot get away. The right clicks that I've seen him miss, it's just something else. And yet when he left clicks, he just headshots everyone. That's why I wish he just unbind right click. Obviously, as an operator player, that probably wouldn't be ideal, but if maybe you can figure out some sort of a way to unbind it for Assault, because it's not doing him any favors.
Well, you said about the potential for double operator setup, and it is in play for NIP. They want to make it a 6-6 first half here. It started off so well for them, but Liquid, they found a way to make it work. Fearoth takes a shot in the dark as the flash goes out, but he's not able to make it connect. And Liquid now at least will regain control. Fearoth wants to try and poke onto it again, but Link, he says, I dare you to poke me, and I'm always going to win that duel. I know your game, and I'll play you at it all day long.
They're playing over towards the A site. That's the game plan for Liquid. Echo's in a little bit of trouble here. He gets peeked from top mid. Easy kill. But Liquid are just going to blitz out to A on the back of that. They know they've lost a player. They've lost their mid flank. And so it's all about playing that very two-dimensional approach of just running up through long and short. The ultimate goes down for Kryptix. The lockdown keeping his opponents. Look at where it's pushed them to.
Wow.
The far side of B as the spike is planted, and only now can they start making a move. That has bought them so much time, and it's even allowed Looker to, or not Looker, excuse me, it's allowed their Jet to get right up into heaven. Link has got a great position there to lock down the post plants.
Still a chance here for Nip. It is a 3v3, but Link, he finds luckeRRR, and he's not going to be finishing anytime soon. CREA looking to avoid the rolling thunder, but Scream there, ready and waiting. Link's just flying out with the knives to end it all. 7-5 first half, and Liquid, it may have not started off the way they wanted, but Nip, they slowly but surely let it slip away as they struggle once again on Haven, despite putting up a better defensive side.
It's been a great showing by Liquid all in all. And as you said, Banks, a struggle for NIP. Can they come back into this map to keep themselves alive in this tournament run? Only time will tell. We're going to a break, folks. When we come back, we'll see if NIP have what it takes on map 2 to keep themselves alive.
Always been a struggle for them. It's not a go-to map for them. But they continue to impress us in many ways throughout this. But again, on their attacking side, it's going to take something very special now for them to deliver, because I can guess already from look at this setup, we're going to see quite an aggressive push early on. We've got a Reyna and a Jet ready to push through Garage potentially on the side of Liquid.
Yeah, we could be looking at a very aggressive play, and I'm all down to see it. Liquid, a team that obviously NIP are used to getting aggressed by after that previous map, certainly. And it looks like they better be used to it, because Scream, he goes out, he pre-fires it, and then just bails on back 2 bullets later.
Oh, the bait as well, because Link's there with the shorty. Is he going to be checked by the drone, or Reyna deals with it? If this isn't checked, Link is going to do some serious damage. One goes down, and the second. Link with the shorty plays again. He's going to try and get out of there, and he does escape with 13 health. Link, the Jet, I'm loving it from start to finish. Tom said he wanted to see it. Well, so do I. I want to see some more of it, because Liquid right now, they're in their comfort zone, and they just slapped Nip on the pistol round. They didn't even get a look at it. Look at Scream's face. He's like, easy, bro. I got this.
He's so happy. You love to see it, man, because the faces of Liquid, they weren't so happy yesterday. But now they're showing that they've got what it takes to compete, certainly with an NIP. And yeah, you're saying that Tom asked for Link on the Jet. I'm pretty sure he was just copying you, Banks. He just heard you say it and he thought, yeah, I'll say that too.
Do. I'm used to it at this point, mate. You know, it happens. I'll allow Tom to have a couple of these things in there.
You got to throw him some breadcrumbs, you know, every now and then. But yeah, look, NIP overall, it's not like some of the losses we've seen from them so far have been like CREA not being there, HIP being really flat. This is like the whole team are just having a all right performance. No one is really stepping it up, and that's what we need. And it's not like this is a very two-dimensional team where we look at, you know, these 1 or maybe 2 players are the guys that can do the damage. Everyone on NIP has shown capability in the past. It's just not quite there with the likes of FPX, G2, and then Liquid. And it is kind of deflating, you know, especially considering, as you brought up that great point about how the previous NIP roster, they didn't exactly survive very long. So with these kind of results where the previous roster are essentially almost overtaking them, even with the lineup changes, obviously that's a bit different. But yeah, you know, are they really going to stick by you? Are you feeling comfortable right now? I don't think so.
Oh god, this is chaotic. So many pistol shots coming in, but still, somehow, some way, the kills are going the way of Liquid. Yes, they have the upgraded weapons, but there was so much damage just done there by NIP.
Absolutely.
Lucker. He might get shredded himself. Yep.
No.
They expected it. They were waiting for it. A flawless round, and the smiles continue in the Liquid camp. But it is now the all-important round. It's what Nip can get done with some big weapons in their hands. And if they can get easy access to the B site like that again, then maybe that's an option for him. But it depends how much they want to speed it up or slow it down. NIP need to show something that Liquid does not expect.
You know, Max, when I look at the position right now for NIP, you lose out these early plays as well towards the second half. The buy rounds have looked way better for Liquid as well. I don't really know what I'm thinking of as a positive. They need to win this round. They 100% need to. There's not a single rifle in play for Liquid. And I feel like, you know, often you're going to upgrade one or two. You're going to look for a little bit more future-proofing in there. Oh. I think this is just sheer confidence. And straight away one-for-one trades. That's perfect. That's like a round like this. If you can find one-for-one trades, Liquid are over the moon.
Sadly, though, for soulcas, he might have been able to escape had he not been blocked by his teammate. It was a little bit of quick decision-making that couldn't go in their way. With the one-for-one, you'll take it given the weapons. Eccles looking to try and get on a flank here, and he's actually able to pick up Rhyme. That's a huge pickup. Lucker now trying to turn the tide for him. Does have the better weapon to deal the damage with. And the numbers will stay in favor of NIP as Fearoth tries to sneak round. Link's in a great position, but he just gets caught trying to move around. It's all on Scream, and it's a 1v3. You can't expect much from him in this. More some damage control, picking up a weapon and seeing what he can do.
See, the weapon he has right now doesn't allow for the one-taps, but look at what the machines just managed to retrieve. He's making sure he's safe to pick it up, clears the wider angle, then goes back for it. The thing is, the time isn't great. It's against him for sure. And you know you're going to be running into crossfires, so there's no need to go for this. Really, he's now being spotted, and so running in towards the A site's the most likely play. And yeah, he's just going to create a little bit of space and look to save this weapon.
Well, this is good, though, right? Nip, okay, you lost the pistol, so out of the whole series so far, we've had 4 pistol rounds. They've only won 1. But you bounce back on a buy round. You don't allow it to get too crazy, too out of control from the Liquid side. Problem is, Liquid will have enough money, though, and especially with the save Vandal, it's not going to be a problem for him at all.
Yeah, I do really love the approach of just saving over the weapon, realizing when you're in water that's a little bit too deep to be a swimming in. For NIP, winning that round is, as I said, it's a requisite. If you cannot win rounds like that, or you're up against 4 Spectres and a Stinger, well, you're not going to win rounds where they've got rifles. That's for damn sure. And even then, the confidence in the early fights that came through.
Oh, I love you, Link, mate. Oh, Give us a bit more of that head bopping. He's got some Stormzy on in the background. He's like, hell yeah.
Oh, he's been doing some dances. You saw that one that started it out yesterday. He had a choreographed dance. I loved it. I want to see them all, like a team. I want to see Liquid do it. Just a choreographed dance at the start of a game, all 5 of them.
Scream can be like the hype man at the front, right? The rapper, and then everyone else behind him. Bigging him up. He'll drop like a UK Belgium rhyme track. The trap right now is Scream in the corner. Kryptix may have fallen, but he gets sideswiped at the end. Eccles is doing his best to hold on and hold strong, but Nip have the site secured. It's still a 2v2, and Link's got that operator. Neither of them have taken any damage either, and plenty of abilities to play off of. And for Nip, they're very cautious on this. They know when they have to commit to getting that spike. Oh, this could be next level. If soulcas is left unchecked, he's prone, he's ready. He's hoping they're going to fall for his trap. They're looking to expect it. Oh, hip! Nicely done. Headshot landed. The mind games aren't going to pay off. And Fearoth, quite happily, planting the spike now. He's got the opposition, but for Link, he's looking for the turret. It's actually a new spot. Throws out the smoke. He's going to be tagged up a little bit by it, but they'll be well aware of his position for now.
That's a shame. That's a real shame. I love the approach by Link. Oh, he's being wrecked. There was no way he was getting away with that.
No.
I love the approach, though. So he smokes the spot where they've typically put it up on top of that box. Then he sneaks down just to make sure it's there, and he sees it isn't. If it was, he throws another smoke up that completely blocks it, and he'd be able to flank them out without them having any clue that he was there. Scream actually did a great job in finding 1 kill and being able to fall back, but after that, got sideswiped and taken down. Really, credit goes to Hip in that round for cleaning up the site, but then more importantly, being able to expect that player's soulcas to be tucked in towards the spawn. I don't know how he expected that. I really don't. Like, they hadn't planted yet on B, so odds are those players are still stuck out on either site and waiting for the plant to come through or holding their site. The fact that soulcas was there I thought was a guaranteed kill, but Hip, his brain's just too damn big.
But you see the problem there where, you know, where soulcas was holding that position? It's like he sees the shoulder first, he wants to go for the headshot.
Yeah.
But obviously Hip just had a slight quicker reaction when it came to it. We're waiting for that initial peak.
I mean, look, they've not gotten away with the win just yet for Liquid. It is still in contention, but this should be another round really going over towards the NIP camp. I would hope, at least. You've got some weaker weapons to play around. Scream obviously didn't need to invest in the previous round, so he's again got himself that rifle, but the rest of the team are really struggling for cash. And so, realistically, NIP come in with a big advantage. Ult popped by luckeRRR as well. It's an interesting one. Now, if they open up A, I think it's pretty much locked down, but they need to go quickly. There's already a heavy stack coming in. 3 more players on the rotate, and soulcas up close. He's spotting out the shorts clear, but oh! Maybe his left clicks aren't so good.
No, the left click's not working out, at least initially. They're bundling away. They're going to run back to round C. They're keeping Liquid guessing, and they don't have a clue what's going on themselves. Plenty of time to get the spike down still. We played the old switcheroo. We went back and forth, and Nip, they're picking up the kills either way. Liquid spent far too much time having to run around. Kryptix coming in with a pistol whip, looking for some more, but CREA's going to comfortably deal with it. And Scream with that Vandal will look to just try and hold on to it, but Hip, he's not allowing it. He's not having it. You're not saving over any more weapons, my friend.
Nothing given, nothing granted, no quarter. That's what you like to see. For Liquid, as I said, that's a round they should have lost. They came in with a very weak mix of weapons overall, and so they won't be too deflated. Really, at this point, you know, NIP are putting up one hell of a fight. They're definitely doing well. They had their good first half start, but then fell off towards the end of it. And I'm getting real worried then that Liquid are just going to dominate the buy rounds and close it out. Really, this is going to be the swing round. This is where NIP get to dictate whether they're actually fighting for this or whether Liquid are just going to steamroll them. This buy round has to at least be close, preferably go their way. Nice aftershock through. soulcas gets out, but look at the HP he's lost.
Yeah, he's going to have to pop it and heal himself up. Early on, having to spend that ability is less than ideal, and they didn't achieve anything for it. Nip are fighting for survival, remember. They're down 1 map. They need to pick this up if they want to stay within it. This is the lower bracket elimination match.
A very important time. This is exactly where NIP have to be stepping it up. We need to see the best NIP we've seen. Their map pick didn't go their way, but they look way better on this one, that's for sure, which is a solid map when it comes to Liquid. Great opening by Link. Eccle's position caught them completely off guard. They're able to return the kills. They're pulling right back into it, and Hip, again, the monster that they needed. There goes Lockdown. Kryptix wants to push and destroy this. He wants to get up in their faces, but they're all here. There's 1 kill straight away. 5 seconds, he's got to run, and he's just catching all the kills.
He's just chilling, he's staying in it. It doesn't even matter. He may be detained, but luckeRRR won't be able to hunt him down in time. Now it's a 1v2, and that almost looked like it was going to be guaranteed Nip's round into the B site. Hip did everything he possibly could, but the wrong decision at the end there. Didn't wait for his ult to pop.
I mean, this is getting a little bit ridiculous. Just a little bit. Team Liquid pulling right back into that one. This is a round of individuals from start to finish. And as luckeRRR wants to be the final individual to answer up to match the performance that his teammate gave. Ooh. He's getting aggressive in towards the spawn, and he's managed to perfectly evade his opponents. I don't think he's got time to go all the way around. Yeah, he can't play the merry-go-round this time. And they've actually managed to creep on in and get towards the spike.
Oh, no.
Committed. It's nice and passive, but it's enough to keep luckeRRR away. He has a dash, so he could go in right after this is popped. He's going to go in right now, looking for the kill. He can't find a dash out of there, and now it's popped. They know exactly where he is. The swing from Kryptix to close it out. A 3K for him, and just in time, they're going to get that defuse. My God, what a round, Banks.
luckeRRR tried all he might there. He was playing it smart, was trying to bait them out to force him to take the attack going in there, but it just didn't work out. Oh, this shot. What? Oh, Link.
Wow.
That's a slow-mo replay and a half.
You've got to be really upset, though, if you're Hip in that position. He came through. He opened up that site completely. He shut down Link. He left them in a spot where it looked like they were, again, going to be able to push it across the line. And for me, Hip has been the standout player for NIP. I called it before this tournament started that he's my favorite player. I think he's got definitely the most impact when it comes through to a lot of these, well, outside of the last month or month and a half, where he's been, as you said, messing around with agents and really mixing up his role. He has not looked comfortable. But when he's in his comfort zone, I think he delivers far and above what CREA does. This guy is... Oh, well. Can't deliver a whole lot when that happens in Scream. He uses his dismiss to quickly push up and get in their face. Even dodges the shot on the way out, but CREA, he's the man this round that's opening it up and taking down Kryptix, leaving the site wide open for the taking and punishing Eccles on the re-aggression.
This is nice from Nip, though. They've got the numbers advantage. They don't have to commit. There's still plenty of time. And they can run that clock all the way down. They want to reposition themselves towards A, and Liquid, they've left the site for now, but soulcas starts to make a bit of a return towards it. And just in the nick of time. Does he want to poke on this, or does he stay defensive? Oh, nicely done. He's going to flash his way through. Oh, he starts off with a headshot delivery, but he can't get the kill. luckeRRR's there to finish him off. So much damage, but no kills for soulcas, and that might be exactly what Nick needed to happen. Scream expecting the hunt to come in. He's healing himself back up. He's put himself in a great position. Full shield as well. And actually, with ults online, there's a possibility for Liquid to make this work. We hear it. It's going to come out. Link believes he can make it work. He dashes on through. There's a smoke in front of him. He's on the edge of it. Starts off with one. Looking for more. He's up high. The knives are there. He's backed up by Scream, and they are tearing Nip apart once again. They had the numbers advantage, but the teamwork is far too strong. Fearoth on the edge of it, but Scream deals with him, no problem at all. The defuse will come through and go. Well, Scream, you've proven it in one game. You're looking to do it in another right here, right now.
Unbelievable. You know, it's not just down to the shots that Scream is hitting, it's that decision-making in the last second. So, first of all, he swings through and gets the trade, right? Realizing this player is focused up above. But right here, right at the end, when he swings through, he lets his teammates stick it for just a second and then wide swings, realizing that this guy is no longer holding the angle, that he's probably making that move to push in and deny that defuse, and that's when he swings and catches him completely off guard. It Scream's such a smart player, as well as such a mechanically and aim-wise just gifted beyond belief player.
What a play from the Liquid side. The teamwork working out. Nip, they're getting so close, but how much more of this can they take? They start to close the gap, and whoa, here we go. Scream wants to make this work, and he does for now. Backs away, plays it smart. But he needs to deliver some more as well for the rest of his team, because instantly Fearoth's able to reply. The flash comes out. Rhyme deals with a Scream, and again, this is Nip's chance over and over. Oh, and Link pokes back into Fearoth. An unexpected movement, but can Nip hold on to this lead?
They should be able to, Banks, but look at the HP for Breach. He is very, very low as they come pushing up through this alley. Kryptix could have the god timing on it. He's dropping down silently, but he's being watched. CREA is holding that angle. Oh, but he gets shut down through the wall, in fact, in the end, as Kryptix looks for more and gets it. Now we mentioned Breach is already very low. Rhyme can't get a whole lot done, really, when it comes to straight-up aim duels, and he's even got a Bulldog. Hasn't upgraded either on his way back out. That is an odd position. They're going to start pushing on through. soulcas looking for a fight, looking for a duel. Nothing offered up for the Molly. No! This is huge. He's pulled back at just the wrong second, though. He still gets Rhyme. They might think it's clear now, though. They've got to go. That time is very low. Hip in a 1v2. He's the player that's made these happen before. He swings and he misses. That is Team Liquid getting the defuse, and 12-8. Try as they might, NIP cannot win this in regulation anymore.
2 rounds, 2v4. Liquid, the teamwork, the understanding, the amazing ability as a unit to communicate this all so successfully in stressful times. They are making a statement here. And Nip, they just don't have the answers. Last round, last chance for Nip here, Mitch.
You know, Banks, when I look at how things have been going for Liquid with these Asian picks, it's It's been odd, it's been weird, but they're getting a reward, and you see it here. The amount of flashes that they've got that they can just keep on delivering. It doesn't matter what stage of the game you're at, these guys have got flashes. That's the be-all and end-all of it. Oh, retake. Well, they used 4 flashes. Oh, they've only got 3 left. Great. Like, there's no getting out of it when you come up against these guys at the moment. They are trying to make a new meta, and they're certainly making an argument for it here up against NIP. Coming into what could be the penultimate round of NIP's performance here in the Blast Twitch Invitational. Team Liquid are looking to dominate without any ultimates online. The ults are firmly in favor of NIP, and look at this. Straight dash through from luckeRRR. He's already right in the back of B, and CREA's managed to open that one up. Helped out by luckeRRR, they've got the advantage, and what should be a plant, but they're pushing through the smoke, and that's up against Scream.
Hip, though, he's ready for the challenge. He's ready to try and take it. It looked again so good for NIP, but we're back in a 2v2. soulcas right on the edge. CREA ready and waiting for him. The smoke may be down in front, but it's not going to work out. It's now a 1v1. Hip cleans up with a refrag, but it's Killjoy on Killjoy action. Hip going to escape and back away to the A site. Get that spike down. He's got a turret to give him a bit of backup. Oh, and he's taking a more forward position. I like this. This might not be expected considering the turret placement. It's unconventional to Hip. He's got the brains, he's got the smarts, and he manages to get the job done. Nips stay alive, they hang in there. But so much pressure is on Hip's shoulders over and over again for him to have these phenomenal moments in the game.
That's exactly it, Banks, and that is the reason that I guarantee NIP do not feel happy about winning that round. Like, yeah, we got a round on the board, but again, it's not repeatable. If you cannot rely on that kind of thing happening every single time, you're not going to have a smile on your face. And right now, Hip has got 18 kills in a game that they are 12-9 down in. He has been pulling this team up by his bootstraps, and the reality is you can't support all that weight by yourself. We need to see more consistency because there are 3 rounds left before we hit an overtime. A tactical pause by Liquid as well probably makes them sweat even more. This is a team that, okay, it's not like you're looking at this lineup and saying, oh, well, are they going to push us here? Are they going to do this? They can do anything. They've got 7 flashes. These dudes can just wreck you in the early game without really losing all too much late round potential. And that brings with it, Banks, a lot of fear because they can push anywhere on the map at any time. They can sell fake push info. They can do whatever the hell they want. The strat book at the moment can be so damn deep for Liquid.
For NIP, though, they're fighting tooth and nail. Remember, we could be looking at a scoreline where those 4v2s both went the way of NIP. Then we'd be seeing 11-10 right now. If my math's any good, you know, quick maths, all that stuff. I don't pretend to be good at maths, Mitch. That's why you're here.
11-10. I'm with you on that.
Hey, there we go.
I'm following. Yeah, NIP could be in the lead. Exactly. I 100% agree with you. And that's a pretty scary position, right? That I think Liquid have pulled themselves back into it quite a bit, but they seem to have the consistency and the depth there at the moment. For me, this is the Hip show, and we need to see some more of luckeRRR. We need to see some more of CREA to really believe in NIP.
And that Killjoy being put down very early on. He tried to going for a poke around. He wants to find some more information. Just gets detained right on the edge of it.
They missed it.
soulcas has found Fearoth, though. CREA dance around to the back line, and Link's just going to escape. Oh, this is huge work. How is he getting it done? With just the Spectre in his hand. He upgrades to the Operator, and they're in a good position to do some more. NIP now in a 5v2. Rhyme trying to push through. He knows he needs to even up these numbers. He grabs the spike, but he can't run away. The flames are at his feet. soulcas is delivering more. He's not done yet. Eventually he falls, but it's still 3v2. And Scream, he's making this possible. He's doing it all once again as Rhyme is running away for his life.
10 seconds. He's got to commit to the plant. He pushes into B. He's just going to be wrecked. They've already got the rotate on. They're watching him cross. They flashed him. No way to get out of there. That is Team Liquid knocking out NIP in the Blast Valorant Twitch Invitational. My God, Liquid have looked good today, Banks. They've come in with a composition that many would question, many will question, and many have questioned.
We did question it.
Yep, but not anymore.
We questioned it.
Liquid have proven